this time it's going to be another video. This is going to be Home Invasion True Horror Story. A lot of people have been home invasion before. They've sneaked into their home, but what you do, never leave your keys on the rug, leave your keys anywhere, because thieves will definitely take them, open the door, and rob what you have. But this is probably the reason why I always lock myself in the room, just in case. And luckily, the window, yeah, there's a window over there. It's locked with the little large door, so nobody can get inside. But yeah, here we go to another home invasion, another Dark Echoes story. Anyways, go follow his channel, Dark Echoes, and be sure to subscribe, like, comment, subscribe to my video. I already did a video, one of these Dark Echoes videos before, and I'm doing the second video of it. I'll probably do another video after this. Let's get started.
This story was submitted by Catherine Anderson. A few years ago, my grandparents passed away, and in their will they left me their old house. It was a 2-story, 3-bedroom fixer-upper. It had been sitting empty for a while and it needed a lot of love and attention, but eventually I got things in pretty good shape. This was back when Airbnb was first becoming mainstream, and I figured I would give it a try. The house was perfect for it. It had 2 spare bedrooms and a luxurious jacuzzi tub in the guest bathroom. To my surprise, it did really well. I booked one of the rooms almost every night, and on the weekends, I'd often have both rooms booked. I went out of my way to make sure every guest felt special. I'd make breakfast, give them directions, anything I could do to ensure they had a great stay, and I was pretty good at playing host, for the most part. I got a bunch of great reviews on the site, kept an accurate booking calendar, and was eventually recognized with the title of Superhost. It's a silly, meaningless title, but I was proud of it. My mom, however, was always worried. At her insistence, I installed a commercial-grade, double-cylinder deadbolt on my bedroom door. This version required a key for locking and unlocking from either side of the door. Plus, I assured her that through the website, I was able to look at every profile before I accepted any renters to see who might be a good fit and weed out any potential creeps. The system worked well, at least it did until tonight. I found myself with the rare occasion of 0 bookings. I decided I could use the night off to relax and focus on a little self-care. I celebrated my free evening in the best way possible. A bottle of wine, Netflix on demand, and an evening-long soak in that full-size jacuzzi tub in the guest bathroom. I was already 2 glasses of Pinot deep when I heard it. The unmistakable sound of my front door opening.
Oh my god, I bet it's one of the people that she met. I bet it's probably that guy with glasses, because sometimes they gave him a spare key, but this could be something that's going to happen. You gotta be careful when you invite someone to your home. I suggest you'd rather have family members instead of strangers in the house. Family members, people who are close to you, or friends, best friends that you have. I got a lot of friends on TikTok, folks, but yeah.
I put down my phone and listened. I could hear someone creeping up the stairs, and whoever it was weighed a hell of a lot more than I did. I blew out the candles surrounding the bathtub and waited in the dark. My heart was pounding so loudly I thought it might explode inside my chest. The person reached the top of the stairs, shuffled past the bathroom, and continued down the hall. They seemed to slow at each of the guest rooms before moving closer to my bedroom, which I had left unlocked since I was home alone. Scared to make a sound, I reached for my phone and texted 911. It only took a few seconds before my phone vibrated with a text message. It was the phone company telling me 911 messaging wasn't available and to make a voice call instead. I could hear the footsteps leave my bedroom and start down the hall towards the guest bathroom. I quickly drafted an email to myself in hopes of creating a distraction and hit send. I heard my laptop faintly chirp down the hall. The footsteps stopped and headed back towards my bedroom. I immediately called 911 and relayed my situation. Dispatch told me officers were 5 minutes away and to stay on the line until they arrived. 5 minutes. I couldn't wait that long. I had to do something. I stood up in the dripping.
I said, yeah, she needs to move fast. No, what she did was smart. Sending a message on her laptop. This is part of the reason why people need laptops these days. But it is important that you need a second device for you to send a message. Now, if you have Facebook, Messenger, or a second account, you don't need one because it's a way to distract people. Cause a distraction.
Water seemed to echo throughout the room. Every drop seemed loud enough to give away my presence. I had one more chance to create a distraction. I grabbed my phone and reconnected to the Bluetooth speaker. I hit play on the music app and heard music from the kitchen downstairs. I then heard the man race down the hall, hesitate, and then clomp down the stairs. I wrapped myself up in a towel, tucked my phone into the fold, and got out of the tub. I crept out of the bathroom and moved quickly down the hall. I knew that once I was in my room, I could lock myself in and wait for the police. Only one problem. I didn't have the key. It was in my jacket, which was hanging on the railing of the stairs. I crept back down the hall, tiptoeing as quietly as I could on the squeaky wood floor. And then the music stopped. I froze. A moment later, I heard him coming back up the stairs, and I rushed into a nearby closet and hid. My heart sank as I listened to him looking for me. He walked over to the bathroom and stopped at the door. I imagined he saw the fogged-up mirror and the wet footprints on the tile. He then continued down the hall toward my bedroom. I was crouched in fear, praying the police would arrive before he found me. I heard him enter my bedroom, pause and look around, and then move slowly toward the closet. When I heard him throw open the closet door, I knew that was my chance. I leapt out of the guest room closet and raced for the key. I grabbed it from my jacket and ran back toward my bedroom. When I reached the door and saw his face for the first time, I realized I knew him. He was a recent guest who had...
See, that's him. I told you all. Never forget whose face it is. It's him. Man. Who would have thought a stranger would be a thief? Try to sneak into people's things. Let's proceed. Let's continue the video.
stayed with his wife. There was a tense moment where we both stared at each other, and then he rushed in my direction. I slammed the door closed, locked him inside, and ran for my life. The police showed up 20 minutes later and arrested the guy. Apparently, he was sitting on my bed, calmly awaiting his fate. It turns out he had made a duplicate copy of the house key while he was out shopping with his wife. Since then, he had been checking the Airbnb website to find a night when I had no bookings and I was likely to be home alone. Despite all of this, I still rent out my rooms using the Airbnb site. I did, however, make some security upgrades, including keypad locks that reset with every guest. But I shudder to imagine how things would have gone if I didn't have that double-cylinder deadbolt.
Okay, that was amazing. Pretty scary. Yeah, you must always have extra security locks on these type of locks to the doors. This is probably what people need to be more careful with. Always be aware of your whereabouts. That was dark. That was scary, and please keep yourself safe, folks. Keep yourselves locked. Make sure your doors are all locked. Never leave them open. Never leave them unlocked. Otherwise, they'll just open these doors and steal and rob everything you have. That includes your vehicles. Keep them locked. Alright, y'all, that was the Home Invasion Horror Story live action by Dark Echoes, and I'll probably be making another video maybe tomorrow, so hope y'all enjoy the video, and if you want me to react to other videos of Dark Echoes Studio, or Dark Echoes, or if you want me to react to other scary story videos, please leave in the comments below if you want me to react more, and I'll be sure to react to more videos. Also, like, comment, subscribe to my channel, Bedel Mascarato, and I'll see y'all next time on the next video. And don't worry, I'll be changing this mask starting tomorrow, since I'm only do 2 videos per day. I'll have to try if I can. Then I'll probably have to do 1 video per day. See y'all next time. Please take care of yourselves, and please keep yourself safe.